saying goes, it's football time in Tennessee, and that it is on this Saturday night. Out of bounds, and Kent State will have complimentary field position to start this game. 4 wide with an empty backfield on this first snap. And they're looking for a screen. J.J. Etheridge takes it past the 40. Kent State. Top recruit out of Wichita, Kansas. A couple of Power 4 stops. And out of the backfield, nothing doing. On that completion to Thomas. And a high snap is bobbled. He gets taken down. Keenan Peely in there to erase the Kent State quarterback.
Boy, the blocking was pretty good up front. If this play can get off a high snap, obviously no chance for Sherrod, and a great job by Keenan Peely. Boy, are they happy to have him back after missing all but 1 game last year. Leader of that defense, setting the tone early.
Veteran is 26 years old. Josh Smith punts it away. Jamal McCoy lets it bounce. Not a good punt. Going to be down at the 27-yard line. 34-yard punt. Threw a couple of interceptions last week, and he's on time and on target with his first tonight to Nimrod.
By throwing it to your guy. Ball placement is throwing it away from the defense, and he does that as good as anybody in college football.
They go with the screen. They love it. And that's Dylan Sampson. That couple of picks.
Yeah, every decision and where the ball was exactly where it should be.
Plenty of time. He's been sensational over the middle, and that went off the hands of Squirrel White.
Maybe 6 inches behind his receiver here. Just an over route. Squirrel White, working on that second level. I mean, maybe 6 inches behind. That's a ball that Squirrel will catch every day.
Now 2nd and 10. Another screen. This time it's Brew McCoy. What a joy to spend time with Brew yesterday, the California native who had stops at both Texas and USC. Went through 4 surgeries, painful rehab, and hard work to get back on the field. Straight ahead, first down, plenty more. Dylan Sampson. This dude, I mean, it is an embarrassment of riches for this Tennessee offense. And see, I'm just going to go Nico.
You're in your head.
Totally. Picked up the snap, fires across the middle for the catch and the first down to Squirrel White. A pickup of 19.
Well, look, everything in front of us, let them take the short throws all night.
And they'll go off tackle this time with Dylan Sampson. And he's into the checkerboard. Touchdown Tennessee from 22 yards. That is the first rushing touchdown for Dylan Sampson this season that didn't come between the tackles. He's showing his versatility to cap a 7-play, 73-yard drive.
He is special. The SEC leader in yards through 2 weeks, and that's only in 6 quarters of work. Hot start already tonight.
Max Gilbert on for the point after. Kick is away and good. And Tennessee scores on its first possession.
I'll tell you what, Cole Kubelik down the sidelines is going to love this one. Cooper Mays, watch this pull and kick out. Watch the physicality here. The center pulling it, boom! Opening up a monster hole for Dylan Sampson, and Tennessee on the board early in Rocky Top. Can we bring back the shoulder pads that look like dinner plates on each side?
Give me those neck rolls too. Turbeville's kick will 3B through the back of the end zone. Josh Heupel wasn't talking offense. He was talking the expectation of elite defense. And this defense has turned it up this year. Just dominated North Carolina State last week in Charlotte. Right side, Kai Thomas back to the line of scrimmage.
I love watching the defense.
They are 3rd in the country. They're allowing only 0.6 yards before contact. So they are getting on you immediately to the slant, knocked away, and a fantastic play in the back end by Jermod McCoy, sophomore transfer out of Oregon State.
Yeah, surprised them, but how big, athletic, physical he was on the outside, they can leave him on an island, like they'll probably do right here on 3rd down.
3rd and 10.
top of your screen.
Play clock at 1. Bad snap all the way back towards the end zone. And the ball still loose. Who got it? It'll be points for Tennessee either way. We'll either give them 6 or give them 2.
State covered the ball in the end zone, results in a safety.
Kai Thomas recovered it. It is a safety, and the Tennessee defense puts more points on the board.
Well, the second high snap we've seen, and here's the reason why the center's trying to get all the way across the face of this guy right here. So he's got to move quick and move fast. Not thinking about the snap. It goes high for the second time, and another big negative play. You might say unforced error, but that one, because of how good this defensive front is and how much respect this offensive line for Kent State has to have, that's causing those high snaps as much as anything.
Well, Jordan, keep in mind you swap centers. True freshman Elijah Williams, they didn't want him in this spot for reasons like that. Move him over to guard.
Again next weekend. But obviously, this crowd is bothering Kent State here early. They played in front of 11,000 last week, almost 10 times that this week. Here's the freshman, Luke Matthews, and he finds the perimeter after the short kick, and on his first touch of his career, he takes it to midfield.
Good.
He was a consensus 5-star recruit, rated the #1 player in his class. Leaves the pocket on the run, delivers, and that's complete to Brew McCoy.
And as talents above.
Pardon me, incomplete. McCoy was out of bounds when he hauled that one in. They go another wide receiver screen as they try to spread out this Kent State defense, and stepping throws Mike Matthews. And here's one reason that the freshman from Parkview High School outside of Atlanta shows so much promise.
And Joey Halsley really excited about Mike Matthews. Got injured in camps. This is really the first look we're seeing at this talented true freshman. 6'1", about 200 pounds.
Nico over the middle, complete. It's Ches Nimrod who takes it inside the 5, a pickup of 28. And here comes tempo. Tennessee will race to the line. Iamaleava is on target again. Straight ahead. Sampson bottled up. No gain. 2nd and goal. Want the perfect play call. Iamaleava out of the shotgun. Sampson straight ahead again. And again, nothing.
Prove on in the red zone. When you go so much tempo, sometimes slowing down in this area, you get stuck in the mud.
Iamaleava on the roll. He's got the end zone in his sights, takes a hit, hits the pylon, and he is out at the 1. Miles Kitzelman on the left side of that line. Straight ahead, Sampson gets in. Touchdown Tennessee. Sampson's 2nd of the night. Another 7-play drive. That one only needed to cover 48 yards after the short punt. Max Gilbert for the point after. Tennessee. They've scored on offense and defense so far tonight.
Diligent he is, working his feet through the progression, always on balance, shifting once again to get it out in front of the receiver. So he's on balance, eyes and feet all married up to where he's throwing the football. And watch the accuracy on this throw. It is next level, right out in front. That window is tight to set up the beef on the left side of the offensive line, just caving down the Kent State defense.
This is a Tennessee offense which is obviously prolific. Luke Floria out of Mentor, Ohio, back to receive this one, and it will be over his head. And this Kent State offense, which they got if this was rock and jock football, there might be a 16-point play.
But Kai Thomas, running back's got to get more involved here.
We've got Curtis Douglas in at running back to start this series, and he's able to.
Talented guy they need to continue to lean on.
He showed flashes with the Jayhawks, had a great Liberty Bowl a few years ago against Arkansas, a couple of touchdowns in a triple overtime game. To the slant, that one batted away and incomplete.
Now he's going to make a run at Devin Cardsman.
Trying to run it, 3rd and 7. And Keenan Peely in there to hog-tie Curtis Douglas. 38 newcomers in 1 year. Smith punting away to McCoy. Good punt. McCoy to the 26. Sidesteps a few more. And McCoy near midfield. Special teams has been sensational for Tennessee so far tonight. College football. Jackson Arnold much more efficient at quarterback for OU this week than last. Quick hitter to the perimeter and well defended on the edge by Dallas Branch. It was an Aztec at San Diego State last year. He had a 60-yard return on a pick against Pitt week 1.
And really their best cover guy. It's actually cover 2 to that side. So the corner's squatting. Brew McCoy's got to adjust that route down the sidelines against that coverage.
No luck in the run game with Deshaun Bishop, local product out of Carnes High School here in Knoxville. A lot of 12 personnel last week. Very few tight ends on the field so far tonight. No flag, no jump. Iamaleava dials deep, got a man, touchdown, Tennessee! Chris Brazel for 53 yards. That arm strength will make you say, wow. First quarter dominance continues for Big Orange, a 7th-ranked team in the country, already out to a 22-0 lead. 3 touchdowns and a safety. Point after is good.
Boy, Cole mentioned how deep this receiver group is. I agree with him. One of the deepest and most talented in the country. Chris Brazel, the transfer from Tulane, just going to run a go route at the top of your screen. He's just going to run right by this DB, but this DB in cover 4, here's what you can't do. When a guy's attacking your leverage, you can't have your eyes back at the quarterback right now. Loses track of that receiver, and by the time he realizes it, it is done, in the arm strength on full display from Nico. That was a rocket.
He has had some big arm quarterbacks. Joe Milton comes to mind from last year, and over the years, Josh Heupel's quarterbacks here at Tennessee, most in the FBS with 35 touchdown passes of 40 yards plus.
One guy's by you.
First touchdown of the season for Brazel. And a touchback. This Kent State offense has left Kent State to be a coordinator at Colorado. That didn't end well, didn't finish the season there. And they've had to try and revamp who they are offensively. Luke Floria, former
recruiting, they just don't have the bodies right now to be overly competitive.
On the ground, Curtis Douglas. A 2-year point. Another bad snap. And another negative play. Sherrod ends up falling on it inside the 10.
A guy this time, that's Elijah Simmons, all 340 pounds, lined up right over the center. You got that guy in front of you, you're thinking about everything except for the snap. And once again, a huge unforced error, or slightly forced by the big man up front.
Kent State has lined up for a 3rd down 4 times tonight. Combined, they have accurate. They're going to end up in Fountain City if this keeps up.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
They'll have fantastic field position. Jermon McCoy to the 35-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
During the kick, holding number 13 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the first down.
Deshaun Bishop is the running back, and he takes off on the right side, finds a huge hole, and he is in a dead sprint. Beautiful crossover, and he's going to take it to the house. 53-yard sprint for Deshaun Bishop. Second touchdown of the season for Bishop. An incredible run with the Carnes Beavers here in Knoxville. Point after is good. And off to an incredible start in his redshirt freshman season on Rocky Top.
Yeah, not often you see a team pull the backside tackle, Dane Davis, all the way across to get a piece of this defensive end, but it's really Campbell and Spraggins, this double team on the right side. Watch the push they get up front. Just unbelievable. Great little move by Deshaun Bishop in the backfield to sidestep, and
no
they've
sound
gone.
effects this time?
Well, I think my sound effects don't always time up.
Cole can knock in a O-line sound effect here.
Like trying to see what I can
Batman
give you.
and Robin.
Dane Davis and then the double team right there. Listen, Spraggins and Campbell had one to the NC State bench last week on a pass play, a pass route.
Yeah.
Took him 7. That's all you need.
All he needed,
and he did it right there.
A 30-point first quarter and an onside kick. And the ball is still loose. Tennessee pounces on it. Surprise, surprise, surprise. John Slaughter ends up with it for Tennessee. They never gave up on it.
It is just an automatic read. If a team is going to leave this big of a space right here on the front line, only 4 guys up front, 2 of them tucked really in on the hash. This is a great job and a great onside kick. Just a dribbler right there in the perfect spot.
I'll tell you guys, special teams coach Mike Eckler told me before the game that they had one, so they wanted it on the 3rd kickoff of the game. It would depend on the look. But listen, if you've repped it and you've talked to you guys about it in the meeting room, he's a big motivation guy. And why not go out there, put it on tape, show that you got it.
Figure to be plenty of kickoffs for Tennessee tonight. Already up 30-0 and a huge hole up the middle for Dylan Sampson. It's a first.
Oh man, John Campbell just pulled around from right tackle spot, blew a big hole.
Iamaleava pressured, leaves the pocket again.
I've actually never seen those. Heard they're great though.
Yeah, cinematography is amazing. Iamaleava, near side complete. Dante Thornton.
Key piece to this receiving core if he can get going.
Was injured against Florida last year. Iamaleava lets it go to the edge. Flag on the play. Nimrod is able to pick up a few in the area of holding.
Yeah, I think that might be on Jackson Lampley, left guard there.
Holding, number 75 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
For somebody they want to get going to create even more depth.
Yeah, Davis played right tackle first couple of games, a product out of Sullivan East. Spin move after the hit for Dylan Sampson. Sampson's got 2 scores tonight. Iamaleava to the numbers. Chris Brazel picks up the first down. Who would stress in your defense? Straight ahead, Sampson churns to the 3.
That's really try to suffocate some of the perimeter screens. You can't win.
Sampson bouncing off defenders, picks up maybe another yard at the end of the quarter. And they'll run it straight ahead. Sampson's got his 3rd. How's that for a first quarter?
It's about as good as you could draw it up. Really on both sides of the football for Tennessee. There's really nothing this offense can't do with Dylan Sampson and Nico.
Tennessee averaging 11 yards per play, averaging 9 yards per carry.
We've talked a lot about the value of the situation here, like almost double sniffer tight ends. Watch the insert from Kisselman, climbs up on the linebacker, helps Mays just a little bit. Previous play, defensive lineman slanted over in front of him. He just latched on and helped again. We know styles win fights, right? They want to develop a different style to be able to win fights in a different way.
Knuckleball kickoff through the back of the end zone.
I think a large portion of how you
take over as to why they call it the sniffer position.
Yeah, it's like when you take your dog to the dog park.
Yeah.
You're just saying hello. It is hard to imagine this offense being more. Mentioned earlier, this is a program that has played in big stadiums before, but with so many newcomers, this is a new adventure for. Pressure. Got rid of it complete, but short of the first down. Found J.J. Etheridge.
Confidence to build on.
That was their longest gain of the game at 9 yards. On 4th and 3. They're averaging minus a yard and a half per snap. And a solid return by McCoy, which leads you to believe that they'd be better off punting on first down at this. Yamaliava 9 of 12 tonight.
He's got big arm talent.
The freshman Matthews was in motion. Yamaliava throws on the run and a hair behind Brew McCoy.
That ball has as much RPMs as Milton's did.
And Milton about broke the machine at the combine.
Yeah.
Or at the Senior Bowl. Only challenge is every time you order a beer, you have to yell yeehaw. You good with that?
Yeehaw.
Yamaliava, after the pocket broke down, takes off, and he took a hit at the logo. Caleb Johns with the stop, just short of the first down. Stays in Kitzelman, and Deshaun Bishop is the running back. 4th and short, Bishop. Boy, busted throw, and there he goes. 47 yards sprint for Bishop. Pair that with a 53-yard run. Bishop's got 2 touchdowns tonight. Extra point is good.
Well, we talked about that sniffer position. You're going to see Holden Stays, tight end here in that sniffer position, close to the line of scrimmage right here. And watch this block on Kanan Williams, linebacker that's going to free Deshaun Bishop for the long run. Tight ends on Rocky Top, stealing the spotlight from Nico tonight. Well, maybe.
Nice enough to show me around before her class started that afternoon. So, Jordan, I know you weren't aware. Here's a chance for a return for Kent State, and nothing doing there. But all of these investigative facility, the University of Tennessee, so they do a lot of incredible research across campus. But that is the first of its kind. And Dr. Stedman was telling me that she was in D.C. Well, yeah, I thought lunchtime was a perfect time to discuss it. Beautiful hands on the catch for Kent State and Luke Floria.
We're diving deep.
So, Tom, what do you want to talk about Saturday night? Well, the line's nearly 50. How about the body farm? Kai Thomas with the carry. A little room on the edge for Kai Thomas, who picks up a couple. So, special thanks. Cardsman gets touched, doesn't go down, and fires over the middle, and it's nearly picked.
Well, watch the speed of this rush right here. Almost gets a hand on Cardsman, forces him to step up, run into his offensive lineman, and forces the errant throw. So I think a lot of people kind of forgetting about how good James Pierce Jr. is just up in the stat column.
Josh Smith to punt it away. I commend you, Jordan, for not making a quip about the body farm and Kent State's performance tonight. Chance for a return. Nearly to midfield. That's Cameron Selden, 47-yard punt, 20.
Holes are wide enough that 70 could come into play here quickly.
Flag on the play.
I honestly...
Number 77 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Let's get ready for Oklahoma and see a little bit of Gaston Moore.
Yeah. On 1st and 20. Iamaleava picks up a couple on the scramble.
Full football outside the bowl game and last week at NC State.
Straight ahead, here's that run game again. Dylan Sampson past midfield. You referenced the ball game later. Joey Halsey both told us that if we get to a second or third string quarterback, they're going to keep running the system. They need reps. Everybody does. Iamaleava goes down. And the verge of their third consecutive 50-point game, and a diving catch made over the middle. Back-to-back 50-point games for the first time since 1914, and then 95 against Athens before blowing out Murrayville too. Incomplete. Run game has been massive for Tennessee tonight. Cole, it's really hard at the moment on this third down, 3rd and 3. Well, maybe we'll get to the end zone. Another touchdown for Dylan Sampson. This one from 14 yards out. His 4th touchdown of the game. Bishop's got 2 rushing touchdowns. And the Volunteers have hung a 50-burger in the first half, and we're not even midway through the second quarter. One after is good.
Tonight, Holden stays tight in. Another great block here. Down block, but watch the patience here by Dylan Sampson. You're going to have a guy rushing off the edge. Watch him press this block before exploding. Does a great job of being patient, staying right off the butt of the tight end there. Doesn't panic, doesn't try to chase grass or make the guy miss. He presses the block, and that opens it up for him. Just got a great natural feel for running this zone running scheme.
As well as anybody I've seen in college football.
No return for Kent State. Devin Cargman, a junior from Camden, New Jersey, is the Kent State quarterback. 5 of 9 through the air. Oh my goodness, what a lick! It brings a flag. Jacoby Thomas just laid out Christian McRae. The question will be whether this was entire.
Personal foul. Targeting. Number 9 on the defense. The previous play is under further review.
In the targeting, remember there's 2 types. You got to first find out if you got a defenseless receiver here. And the second thing, if he's not, which I think he's a runner there, it's got to be crown of the helmet, which was reclassified as the 6-inch radius right on the top of the helmet. You can see clearly Thomas lowers that head, which is an indicator, and he's making forcible contact with the crown of his helmet. You can see the first brush is right in the face mask of the wide receiver.
Targeting by number 9 is confirmed. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the line. Number 9 is disqualified. And will run the game.
Does not cross midfield yet tonight. Cargman keeps it and past the 50, and he took a lick. Pardon me, that's J.D. Sherrod. You can see what led Kai Thomas, coach at Minnesota, when he was a leading rusher for the Golden Gophers in 2021. Batted away at the line of scrimmage, incomplete.
Coming right through, getting in the face of the quarterback. It's a really good job of when you know you're not going to get to the.
On 2nd and 10 to the edge. Luke Floria. And a flag down. Movement.
Start. 73 in the still third.
Pressure. And he gets rid of it, but another flag.
Holding. Number 73 on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Okay. And this one getting in the end zone. Developing situation in Austin. Quinn Ewers.
Just going to let that one breathe. But Gaston's a guy that knows this offense inside and out. Came from the system at UCF under Heupel.
Nice that they have another former UCF quarterback. You can't. That's second down. Deshaun Bishop.
Here to Knoxville.
Recruiting never ends. It applies to the staff too. Moore unloads in traffic. Caught over the shoulder by Dante Farton. They said they're going to run the system, and that's exactly what they're doing. It turns into a 53-yard game.
I love what Dante Thornton does here. Watch how late his eyes are to turn his head. Now, I mean, it's done such a good job of getting speed, getting to the spot, not turning your head too quickly and slowing yourself down, and that's why that.
4 times in their history, back World War I era and earlier, and they might be on pace to do that. In fact, they are on pace to get to the century mark. He's running all over Kent State like they're Lenore City. Touchdown, Tennessee. The tight end, Miles Kitselman. If you just flipped it, Washington, Georgia, and Kentucky in a rock fight, it is 3-3. The Bulldogs struggling on the road in Lexington.
I mean, through the line of scrimmage and blocking these linebackers. This time just slips right through, and watch both these linebackers attack Kitselman, waiting for the block, and he just goes right between them.
Cole, Miles Kitselman is an amazing story. He was trying to find his fit for college football, and it looks like he has found his perfect fit in this offense.
Becomes a pretty good tight end in JUCO. While Nick Saban and his staff were committing Malik Benson, who's now at Florida State after going to Alabama, they saw Miles Kitselman and said, hey, man, we want to offer you. We want you to come down here after going through Alabama. You're going to be a real weapon for this Tennessee team this season.
He is from tiny Linden, Kansas, a population of just over 1,000, depending on. We've got to be better in some areas. We've got the tight ends to do it. You only have 2 tight ends. You're going to gas them all out running as many plays as we do. They've got depth there, and it's an opportunity.
I think that's a great point. You have
You are playing.
Cameron Sheldon back to return for Tennessee from the 18-yard line. Huge hole. Beautiful bend to the near side. Sheldon's got the sideline, and he steps out of bounds past midfield. 30 lane, 34-19. Here's the ground game from Gaston Moore. And Gaston Moore picks up a first down.
one tempo here with 1.5 minutes left.
Moore swings it to the perimeter, and Khalifa Keith. Beautiful running right through a couple of would-be tacklers to pick up the first down by Khalifa Keith. Since the formation of the conference is 93, that was done by LSU in 1936.
Worked for Tennessee tonight.
Moore fires in zone, caught, touchdown Tennessee. It's the freshman Mike Matthews and his first career score. There is an injured player for Kent State in the end zone, but that capped a 6-play, 48-yard drive led by Gaston Moore in his first pass. Well, they said the backups are going to keep running the offense, and that's what Gaston Moore is doing.
Down throw by Moore of pumping the safety, holding them just for a second. You see him glance back to the middle, hold that safety just a tick, and that's all he needed. A foot of separation, and Mike Matthews did the rest.
65-point first half.
The ground game from Tennessee tonight.
Maybe in the second half, Cole can break down the sniffer position. That one hits the pylon.
That'd be fun.
It's a touchback.
Haven't seen the Vols do that tonight. That's a sign of a mature football team. That's one. Two, physicality. I mean, you've handled your business. You came in here and pushed this football team around the way that this coaching staff thought you could. Typo, you told us when we met with you yesterday, the tight ends, running back positions, kind of upping the ante on the physicality of this football team is a major emphasis in the offseason. Tonight, a perfect example of that?
Yeah, I thought we've been really good at the line of scrimmage. Tight ends have done a really good job. Thought our backs have run really hard. They've done a good job for most of the night. There's been a couple of cuts. One counter where we went backside. We got to keep it to the Bucks front side. But all in all, a lot of positive things, some things we can clean up too.
The level of intensity your team showed up with tonight, what does that tell you about your group?
Consistent competitors, elite competitors. You're the same guy every single day. No matter who's in the stands, everybody 102,000 or nobody. Opponents nameless, it's faceless. Being consistent in the way that we approach the game. We had a good start to the football game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Tennessee has
This year's playoff.
Well, I think the word that we used when we came on air, Cole talked about the depth is a key issue for this team.
Yeah.
That's a rear end of his tight end here, and Dylan Sampson could get north and south, adds physicality. He's an explosive play waiting to happen. That's the change this team wanted to make in the offseason.
How about this change? Jake Merklinger starts the second half, and he takes off in a 24-yard run.
Incredibly talented kid, probably the heir apparent after Nico. So great opportunity for him to get some reps today.
Save the red velvet cake for later.
The couch is comfy for the second half.
Oh, Merklinger with a Houdini move, and he slings it outside, incomplete. Saw the competition and the fearlessness and the fire with which he played. And Joey was telling us as soon as they walked out of the gym that night, now that it's both he and Heupel that have the opportunity to talk to the quarterbacks. And in many ways, it's about keeping it simple. And the run game has been simple and effective and dangerous. And Peyton Lewis takes it for a first down.
Right towards Lewis, makes him miss in a big game.
You come in here with the first name Peyton, you better produce. Merklinger on the run. And that offensive line allowing a couple of...
They sandwiched him. Said, no way.
600 yards of offense for Tennessee. I'll add to that with the Lewis run up the middle. Unbelievable. 6:05 to 23 is the yardage difference between the two. Merklinger goes down in a negative play for Tennessee and a sack for Matt Harmon. 36-yard attempt for Max Gilbert, and the Vols will indeed
Don't call it a comeback.
They've had 15 plays of 15 yards or more. As I mentioned, offensively they have hit on all cylinders.
Just the sheer glorious locks of Devin Cargman. The lettuce. I said respect.
High floor, high ceiling.
I'm not saying that good hair always means you're a great quarterback.
Football game as a fan while wearing your own jersey. Is that
false?
That's the story I'm telling on television, so it must be true.
I had friends wearing my jersey.
Over the middle and caught.
And you know Vol walk?
I assume that was a Vanderbilt game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Yeah, probably not. Historically, they haven't been.
No. Down to his overtime. We lost the game, so it didn't matter if he got in the end zone or not.
Wow, that was overtime.
Yeah.
Moral victory?
Not really. Not when you throw 3 picks.
Well, you guys could have. Snyder coaching tree, generally speaking, all that came from Kansas State. And prior to that, Hayden Fry. And oh, another horrible snap. And he'll fall on it. So in the big in Kansas City at Arrowhead, you know, you would go on to win a national title.
You know what I love about that? That little clip right there? The Josh Heupel, he don't need a chin strap.
What that place means to you, and it changes overnight. And so I would imagine that Josh Heupel wants to win that game next.
But if Josh Heupel can get anything near what we're seeing tonight, he'll run that score up if he's got any opportunity to do so. Now, pretty good defense he's going to be facing with Billy Bowman and Danny Stutzman on the other side there. So they'll have their hands full.
College football playoff bracket. And a couple of takeaways that I left there with. If you can't get a top 4 seed, and there's a huge gaping hole and another first down run, which will go to conference champions, by the way, isn't the 4th ranked team in the country. It's just the 4th highest conference champion. And so 5
ranked 14th or 15th in the country that wins their conference and is now a 4th team in the country, in the playoffs with a bye.
And so that creates a huge advantage and or disadvantage depending on which has already beaten a ranked NC State team when it comes to comparing resumes. Another massive gaping hole up front for Tennessee, and Peyton Lewis with a 35-yard sprint. Have a chance to host. Could you imagine the home field advantage that they would have? I peppered Rich Clark with a bunch of these questions. What I learned was, in the Super Bowl, it's kind of split down the middle. There's a bunch of corporate seats. The tickets. That's all that they're required to give away. Make a few more available for players, families. That's it. And you're allowed to do all of the same.
Whole new dynamic to the end of our season.
2nd and 3. It certainly will keep a lot more teams involved in the race. Merklinger keeps it and is stopped just short.
And you know what?
Nationally, to see how you stack up. And Kent State with a hold on 3rd and short. Yards of offense for Tennessee. They need one more to pick up the first down. And they get it. Cole, we talked a lot about the 12 personnel with its 2 tight ends for Tennessee.
Blocker outside also. This gives you a lot of different options.
1st and goal. Merklinger keeps it.
We hear this a lot, Tom, too. Like I told you last week.
Merklinger fires and incomplete. Merklinger hands it off, and that'll set up a 4th and goal on the run by Peyton Lewis. Good.
I heard that Cooper loves Cracker Barrel. Who eats more Cracker Barrel, you or Cooper?
Definitely Cooper. I don't think so.
Tell me the coolest part about having a brother that plays for Tennessee. I'm going to go from the little brother that everybody picks on to the middle brother that nobody cares about.
That's amazing.
J.B. Awolowo was the injured Kent State player. He gets helped off the field. You told us another story that the brothers shared, and here's a big run by J.D. Sherrod down the sideline, and the longest play of the night for Kent State.
He says, I just need a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. Can you imagine those two as your older brothers? I mean, you talk about being tough as nails when you grow up. That kid, nothing anyone does to him is going to phase him.
McCoy's dad is sitting there going, this guy is sitting next to me, and the 9-year-old is turning into a TV star before my very eyes. 2nd and 7. And the great run by.
Getting pushed here by Sherrod and this Kent State team as they drive here in the 4th quarter.
Oh, crunch.
Wow.
Penn State next week. But to have that confidence that you can take the time to build the right way.
Some value as well. So he's building it for the long term, and Kent State behind him. And like you said, these games super important for their budget. As a program, that's always of utmost importance, like it is tonight.
As opposed to Florida State paying Memphis over $1 million to come in and beat them.
Or Notre Dame.
51-yard attempt. Got to leave with some points and something positive, and it is short. ABC primetime matchup next week. College Game Day will be in Norman, Oklahoma for Tennessee and OU. Navy Schuler now in at quarterback for Tennessee. 4th different quarterback the Volunteers have seen. What else can they look out for on their trip to Norman?
Well, I was only there for about 8 hours, so I didn't get to partake in
anything.
The scene.
Banged up, getting healthier. 2 very young, promising quarterbacks, and Jackson Arnold, obviously for OU, as Schuler gets a couple of yards on the left. Nation's Tana and her fantastic students at South Knoxville Elementary. Ryan Damron is now in at quarterback, and they go straight ahead, and now Baca is injured. By Carolina last week, and now they have Georgia on the road.
I mean, they completed 6 passes against South Carolina last week in a game that they were down over 3 touchdowns. Why would I know that?
I don't know.
That's why
the Eiffel Tower is one thing. They should have a Louvre.
That's why the Body Farm needs to study you, because you know those type of things.
Well, my laptop knows a lot of these. 13 against Washington and Lee in 1951. Neither one of them could stop him.
There it is.
And they just keep churning. Beautiful run again, and a physical run. Are you at Kent State? I went to a game, Missouri at Texas A&M. It'd be unsportsmanlike to kick a field goal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's
maybe. And Tennessee stopped. They're not. Man, what a push. They are indeed stopped. Game day will be there next week, and ABC primetime matchup between Oklahoma and Tennessee. Their first matchup is SEC
False
foes.
start for 70 on the offense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
From the checkerboard, a handoff to find some breathing room, and a positive play for Kent State. J.D. Sherrod tripped up at the line of scrimmage.
As it gets on that side of the ball, forcing turnovers, one of the best in the country over the last couple of years. So just continuing to make smart decisions with the football. We heard Josh Heupel tell us that he didn't feel his quarterback has put the ball in harm's way at all this year. A complete performance from this Tennessee football team.
71-0. And now a word from Academy Sports and Outdoors. Josh Heupel is with Cole.
Coach Heupel, a lot of opportunity for letdown in this game. Your team didn't give you any of that. I know that has to make you proud.
Played for 4 quarters, challenged them at halftime. They responded, came out and played good football the second half too.
Offensively, pretty clean. Rushing attack there, physicality. Anything you saw that you wanted to get that you didn't tonight?
There's some things that we got to clean up still. You know, all 11 guys, there's things to clean up. At the same time, you know, you always appreciate every win. Defensively, played really hard, played really physical. Some things to clean up there too.
Coach, when you're able to put this win behind you, turn the page. We know what's next. College game day going to be in Norman. How do you manage your emotions personally this week leading up to that one?
Man, this is about you know, us traveling out there. 2 really good football teams. Be a great environment. Ready to go compete. Tonight we're going to enjoy this one though.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Tennessee scores their most points since 1929 when they hung 73 on the boys from Foggy Bottom. That was a win against Carson Newman. Tonight they rack up 740 yards of total offense, and that includes 456 yards on the ground in a 71-0 final. Oklahoma is up next. For Jordan Rogers, Cole Kubelik, our fantastic crew, that'll do it from Knoxville, Tennessee. Plenty to catch you up on throughout the league, and let's do that with the gang in the studio. Here's Dari.